Hi everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name's Stephen. I'm joined today by Owen and Terry, and this is the extra time video for Everton's 2-1 win over Arsenal at Goodison Park. Owen, I'll come to you first. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, excellent. I thought we spent the first sort of half an hour just sort of edging the game out. It was quite a dull affair, I think. For the first time in history, I've seen an Arsenal team come to Goodison just look so devoid of ideas. It was embarrassing, to be honest. But we used to talk about Everton, and yeah, we got a lucky early break. Iwobi put the cross in. Dom gets a flick on her, goes off Rob Holden, who I'm still unsure how he's made as a footballer, but anyway, it goes off him and it's gone in the back of the net, and we're 1-0 up. And obviously, then they equalise with the penalty. So unfortunate. And then we get back with Yeremy and Ed, and then the second half we had that clean sheet mentality, and we made sure that even though we conceded in the first half, the second half was more about making sure we didn't concede enough, and we knew at half time we'd won the game. So the remit for the second half was to not concede any more goals, and that's what happened. Strong defence, defended well, defended properly, and even though Arsenal probably got the ball still in their house on the way home on the team bus and that, because they had that much of it in the second half, it means absolutely nothing, because they take home no points and they're in the mud and they're looking then like they're in a relegation battle, and Nigel Pearson will probably take over next week, just add insult to injury or something, because they're that bad. But anyway, we can just laugh at them all they want. They're really bad. The manager's woeful. Rob Holden woeful, and Eddie and Kessie is somehow even more woeful. And we took
the. Same question, Terry. First impressions of the win. How happy were you?
Fantastic performance again. It's just testament to the pragmatism and the sort of resourcefulness of the manager, because he's gone into this week with the 3 games and he's looked at it and gone, right, got injuries to my 2 biggest chance creators in Lucas Digne and James Rodriguez, and I've got 3, on paper especially, really difficult games. We've got Chelsea, I've got Leicester, and then I've got Arsenal. And he's just decided, well, why would I try and play the way we usually play without those key components? We're going to have to change it up. And he's put he's brought the defenders in. He's got the 4 centre-backs across the back 4, and he's just crafted a way of playing which has just worked to a T again. Everyone, a few people tried to level it like, well, Everton weren't great. It's like, well, no, because what you want them to be, you can't take the 2 most creative players out and then expect them to still be bossing teams. But they've made the most of what they've got. And all second half, we didn't face a single shot. Well, it was 1 shot on target, I think. Yeah, the decent save Pickford made. And we've just been in control again. And it was, Arsenal were woeful. Chelsea and Leicester weren't anywhere near as bad as that. But every single player has just, stepped up in the absence of these players. Like, even players who a lot of fans, myself included, with some of them, I'd had enough of. Gylfi Sigurdsson was great again. Like, he did his part really well. Alex Iwobi is starting, certainly with me, he's turned me around completely. And he looks like he's another player now who you can rely on. He's done what we needed him to do. He's come in and he's upped his game just to fill in for these, top players like James, who haven't been playing. So we've just played to our strengths, as the strengths that they were without those players. Keep it organised, keep it strong, play the low block, keep as Owen says, the clean sheet mentality. Okay, we didn't get the clean sheet because, mistake by Tom Davies, but even Tom, he makes the mistake, he knows he's made the mistake, but he didn't go within himself, he didn't let it affect the rest of his game, and he just got back on with his job. And I can't fault a single player. They were all quality and doing their job and getting the 3 points. Now we're going to be sitting there on Christmas Day in the Champions League positions, regardless of what happens. And can't speak highly enough of the team and the work rate to dig it out, because a lot of other teams would have had a major slump in form, losing their 2 biggest outlets for attack and play, like we have.
It really annoys me this Everton weren't brilliant. The Everton dull to watch. They did this, did that. Well, if you don't like watching us, don't put us on the telly. It's simple as that. We're here to get points. We're not here to, win plaudits. Leeds have got the most plaudits in the world because they've got a specific style of play. The manager made it in the top 3 shortlist with the best managers in the world. They're currently getting pumped at Old Trafford.
Away at Old Trafford, so it's just...
Yeah, I don't know the current score, but they're getting battered either way. The point being, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. You play the game to the strength of your team and what you've got in front of us. And at the moment, we've got a lot of our better players out. So Ancelotti, in that sense, has looked at the squad, looked at what we've got, and worked out the best route to get points in these 3 games against teams who love to keep the ball is to sit deep and see where it takes us. And we've got 9 points through it, and we're in the top 4. There's no criticism from me at all throughout the style of play. People saying, "Oh, we want to watch Everton play like that every week." If we played like that every week and got a result, then I'll tell you what, I'll be the happiest person in football, because that to do what we've done in the last 3 games takes some serious skill. To concede 1 goal in 3 games against the attackers we've been coming up against, we've been fantastic, first class.
Yeah, really good. And you mentioned there, Terry, the back 4 of centre-backs. Ben Godfrey again. The man's just, he looks unstoppable. And I compared him to Jolie and Lescott on the podcast. And I think he's far better than that now. Because people mention him in Pat Van Den Aa, same sentence as Pat Van Den Aa, as a right-footed left-back. I just think he's been fantastic. Terry, what did you think of him yesterday?
Oh, he was a beast, wasn't he? He was just a physical beast. Like, he's built like, I've said it before, he's built like a fruit machine. He's massive, but he's also got like the jet boosters on in his heels, hasn't he? Like, he can really, turn on the speed if he needs to. Like, every single 50-50, he looks like he's it's 70-30 to begin with. You know what I mean? It's just Pepe I think he was against Pepe, wasn't he? He's not a slow player, and he couldn't live with him for pace. And then obviously you see him when he went down at the other ends when he floated that crossover. But that run just shows. Look at the pace he's got for a centre back by trade. Not only that, he's not even like like a footballing centre back who's good on the ball, likes to maraud forward, but he can't like do the basic like a David Luiz type. He loves defending. He loves the dirty stuff. He loves getting stuck in. He loves having the personal battle, like that slide tackle he does that got the Gladys Street on its feet. That's an Everton player. That's what you want to see. You go, right, I'm gonna taking the ball, and if I take you as well, unlucky mate. I can't say enough good things about him. We've looked like we've got a good player there. Looks like a good bit of business, because it was so last minute and it was so out the blue when we were looking to loan a centre back at the end of the window that we suddenly went and splashed money on him. And you can see why now. They must have thought, if he's available, go and get him. We can't pass him up, because he's when he eventually does move to centre back, regardless of who he's alongside, he's gonna just be so key to how we want to play.
I think Keane and Godfrey will ever end up being our 2 centre-backs, in my opinion, because I think they complement each other the best. And I think they both really know how to defend. And the way it currently is set up with the 4 centre-backs, it can look quite negative, but if you think about it, it's quite proactive, because if you've got 4 defenders on there, okay, we normally have Alan, but we have a defensive base. If you can put Hammers back in the team, and it wouldn't really take anything away from you, because you've still got that sort of edge in the final third with creativity and some dynamism. But you've got 4 defenders at the back who really like to defend and put their bodies in the way, and we can organise the midfield to sort of follow suit as well. And I feel like the current way we're playing really works. Kind of stumbled upon something and something hasn't worked. But it looks like anything that comes up at us at the moment, Carlo Ancelotti seems to find an answer for.
Yeah, and you mentioned there, Owen, about the 4 centre-backs. Now it appears quite negative on paper. I think when people look at it, they expect Tony Pulis football. And
it kind of has been, to be fair.
Yeah, but for a team playing 4 centre-backs in the back 4, we actually play quite wide. We like to get crosses in the box with Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison and Iwobi, provided that much width. I think Tierney and Maitland-Niles really struggle to deal with them.
Well, it can't be that negative playing 4 centre-backs, because a certain manager on the South Coast plays 4 centre-backs and gets lauded for playing the right way. So we can't be doing it that wrong, can we? So, I mean, I mean, it looks negative, but I mean, it's there to give us a base to keep clean sheets and then to edge the game. We'd have lost that. I know Arsenal were terrible. We'd have lost that game a few weeks ago because we'd have conceded silly goals, even though they can't bloody hit a cow's ass with a banjo. We still conceded 3 goals in that game. So, I mean, we've got this solid base now. I think we've got Sheffield United next in the league. We need a little bit more in that game because they will sit deep and look to hit us on the break. Again, it probably will be. I'll probably play Ben Godfrey and Holgate against United, but I think I may be tempted to throw Coleman and Conco in for Sheffield United because we're not going to have the creativity to break them down otherwise, and they're another team, can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, so we need a bit more in the final third to take the game away from them going forward. But for the past week, been outstanding. It takes a lot of discipline to defend like we have.
Yeah, and I'm interested to know what you two think, because I seem to have a bit of a different take to everyone else. Jordan Pickford, because I gave him a 5 last night in the player ratings. And I've been going on Twitter today and people, giving him 6s and 7s. And I thought he was...
I mean, you've only given them one more than what you have.
No, but people talking about how it wasn't one of his worst games for Everton. I thought he was pretty awful, if I'm being honest. The fact that he had pretty much nothing to do, and what he did do, he did not do. It really annoyed me. And people talking about, he saved us at the end of the game. I don't think he saved us at all. There was the one that flashed across the 6-yard box in the last 5 minutes, which he panicked back out.
I don't know how he saved us when they had one shot on target.
No, exactly. The one at the end, I seen a tweet saying, I can't remember who it was from, saying that he saved us at the end and he wasn't too bad, but he was just...
He wasn't too bad, but I mean, I wouldn't be loading him as a key part to the win.
No, I think, to be honest, I'd take him straight out and play Olsen. I think Olsen will play against Man United in midweek. But I can't believe there's people like... I'm quite frustrated. I'm always frustrated with him, but I'm quite frustrated with him in particular after that game. And I can't believe that people aren't talking more about him, because I think he's been criticised for less this season than yesterday, because you mentioned there, Alan, they had one shot on target. And to be honest, but they looked like scoring because we had Pickford in goal, if that makes sense. Whenever they got into the penalty area, it looked like our defence just looked, flustered, and they looked like we were preparing to concede.
Well, the one moment he did have, I've remembered now, came through him because he threw a crossing that he was never going to get to. He came out for it. They had a shot. The Corey literally put her away from the goal and it hit the post. Otherwise, he would have scored. So I can understand what you're saying, because on another day that goes in and it's his fault. So
yeah, we've seen him do it before. The Arsenal player flashes. This is in like the 90th odd minute. The Arsenal player flashes the ball across the 6-yard box. He sticks a leg out and he pushes it out, and it's cleared by, I think, Holgate. And on another day, there's an Arsenal player there on the edge of the 6-yard box there to tap that in. Whereas, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, that's Robin Olsen. He holds on to it. And there's a couple of times he did it where he come out and he didn't catch the ball. And it just, I can't believe Ancelotti is persistent with him, because his ship sailed for me. I just don't think he's good enough, and it's sad to say, but I don't think he'll make a goalkeeper anywhere he goes.
You think even Joel Robles now? No, forget it.
I think he's
conceded 2 today as well.
I don't think he'll make a goalkeeper anywhere he goes, because he's too small. He's too erratic and he's too small for me. Terry, what do you think of him?
I mean,
Terry's his biggest fan.
I think now, given the way he's been for a while, I think now the bar and the base is so low that when he doesn't cost us a goal, he's had a good game to some people. Like, he wasn't directly at fault for us conceding a goal. So therefore, well, he's played well. It's like, no, he hasn't. He got away with it with that drop where he came out to get it because he's, 5'8" or whatever.
Yeah.
I know he's not really 5'8", but he's small, and because he's too small, he can't get to it. He's made a good save with their shot on target, but that's it again. Because he's made a save, he's had a good game. It's like, nah, he should be making saves as standard.
Yeah, for the £30 million goalkeeper, which is what we paid for him, who's England's number one goalkeeper, he should be doing far better than that. And the last 10 minutes was really, really shaky. Like it or not, we hung on for our lives in the last 10 minutes.
If we're going to go,
and those 10 minutes, I was expecting us to concede. Whereas if Olsen's in goal, I know we're keeping them out, and I know that he's going to be commanding, and I know he's going to catch the ball if it comes at him. But the ball comes at Pickford, and he parries everything, and it wound me up because he made Arsenal, in my opinion, in them last 10 minutes look a lot better than what they were, and he unsettled the defense, and I think it's not just him; he unsettles the defense as well, as I've said, and we let Arsenal in a lot more in the last 10 minutes because Pickford was so erratic in the net.
If we're going to compare him to his sort of competitor for England as well, Nick Pope's miles better than him. Yeah. Nick Pope, he's the antithesis of John Pickford. If anyone put a cross in the box, Nick Pope's catching it. He comes out for everything. He makes good saves what he has to, and he sometimes makes unbelievable saves. He's a much better keeper than Pickford. Robin Olsen's in the similar mold of sort of stature, and I'll just give Olsen a run of games. I don't even think Pickford's been as bad lately as he has been.
He hasn't been as bad lately, Owen, because he hasn't cost us a goal. I don't think
the ball hasn't got to our box half the time from to cost us. We've been so well organised.
Yeah, we've played so well and organised, but he's just, and it's so sad to see because I hate writing players off. I really hate it, but I just don't think he's going to make a goalkeeper because he's built like a left winger. I just don't think he'll make a goalkeeper. If we want to have a goalkeeper with arms the size of rulers, we should just put Bernard in goal because he's awful. He doesn't hold
probably be better in goal than he is on the wing.
He doesn't hold on to anything. He can barely touch the crossbar. He unsettles the defense. I'm really, really annoyed with him, and the fact that we've got a really good goalkeeper on the bench from what we've seen so far in Robin Olsen, it just annoys me.
I think as we go forward, I don't think Jordan Pickford's going to be Everton's number one goalie because he's just not good enough.
No. Tom Davies, I thought played well.
I think he.
Oh, sorry, mate.
No, I was just going to say he'll be used in the short term until the end of the season. That'll be it.
Yeah, that's it. Tom Davies, I thought played well in the first 20-25 minutes. You said there, Terry, after the penalty, you think he didn't let his head go down, but I disagree. I think he didn't look the same player after he gave away the penalty. Yeah, just want to know what you thought of Tom Davies yesterday, because I thought he was better than normal.
I mean, going alongside Tocore, I think I'd put a shift in with him there because it just was so. He was just class, wasn't he, Tocore? But I thought, Tom, he gave away the penalty, but that wasn't all down to him. Mina and Godfrey didn't help him out in the build-up. I mean, it's still Tom Davies' mistake as well, of course, but he came. As far as I looked at it, like I've been surprised with some of the players who turned it around. Like I would have been happy to never see Sigurdsson again, like a few games ago after the
still
game. But he's playing good for the last 3 games, so I try and take that in and go, well, I don't rate Tom Davies very much, but I certainly didn't rate Sigurdsson either. And I'm not saying suddenly I'm Sigurdsson's biggest fan, but if he plays well, he plays well. And I thought Davies did the job. He's not Alan. He never will be Alan, but I thought he did okay in the game, personally.
And except for giving the penalty away, which I can see it's a stonewall penalty, and you can see what he's trying to do, trying to kick the ball away. I thought he had one of his better games in recent times. Owen, what did you think of him?
Better than Gomez or Leicester, and that's a low bar.
Yeah.
That's it. In a nutshell, he did a better job.
More competitive.
Yeah.
He competed for stuff. He held his shape. He didn't get walked past like Gomez does. I'd play him over Gomez, but I'd probably play Terry over Gomez. So I mean. By the way, though, what about Tocore? I got told on by Twitter on someone who he hasn't had one good game. He's useless, this, that, and the other. It just proves people know nothing about football. So don't talk to me about football if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, brilliant again. Tocore, I am really impressed with him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just embarrassing the amount of stuff people know about football at times. Well, he was the worst footballer in the world the other week. He's give him a position, give him a run of games, and he's all right.
And obviously, you mentioned at the start of the show, Terry, that Everton will now be in the top 4 come Christmas time, which I think maybe since the first Roberto season, I can't remember when that last happened. Is that open for us now, Owen? Do you think we can go for that now? Is that the target?
One game at a time.
Yeah,
good answer. Terry?
Yeah, one game at a time.
I'm not getting over it.
I think you can grade where you're going to be in the season on Christmas Day, but it doesn't mean you're going to finish there. So I want to be fighting for it. I want to be in the mix for the European places. Still think it might be a bit early to finish above some of these other clubs with some of these other big squads. You know, like Man United will be there or thereabouts, despite their level best to not be good. City will be there. Obviously Liverpool will be there. And then after that, you're competing with, the likes of Chelsea. So it's certainly not impossible, but I'm not thinking that far ahead. And I certainly wouldn't put money down just yet. But that's where we want to be, fighting amongst those places. And if we're playing in Europe next season, then that's the objective achieved.
That's definitely.
Where are we in the league again?
You are?
We're 4th, aren't we?
Yeah.
A certain Watford fan told me the other day that Ancelotti was underachievement. Good evening, Luke.
And there's an interesting stat as well that at this point last season we were 17th. We
were in the mud. Don't need to tell me what we were.
Which to say he's underachieving is just deluded, really.
He doesn't have a clue.
And finally, just a quick one. Man of the match from both of you. I definitely know mine is, and I think you're probably going to agree. Owen, man of the match?
Forever, Neti Hunketti. No, Decore,
yeah. Teddy?
He was the most important for me.
Willian, because he didn't want to play Arsenal, did he? It's a tough one between Decore and Ben Godfrey, but I'm going to go for Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, I'd say the same there.
You should have got Mikel Arteta in as manager, shouldn't we, looking back?
I know, yeah. I mean, Arsenal they should have had Ancelotti spitting their dummies out now. As well, Owen, I've been wanting to ask you, because I thought you'd have a funny take on it. Did you see when Maitland-Niles gets cleaned out for the penalty? Sky Sports panned right onto his face, and he makes this really weird face. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen that though.
If you can get the highlights, I don't know if they'll show the highlights of it, but he makes a really weird face, and it's just a meme on Twitter waiting to happen. But yeah, look for it. He makes the
whole Arsenal team are a meme waiting to happen.
You know what? He made the face that sort of represented how Arsenal played. He didn't know where they were. He makes this. Yeah. His face sort of says, have we really got a penalty here and a chance of scoring? That's the face he makes, honestly. It was funny. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the game. Who was your man of the match? Ben Godfrey, Jordan Pickford, all that sort of stuff. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.